The three supreme methods be ultimate methods of cultivating virtue and training the mind. The necessity of foundational practice. Though the three supreme methods is the most foundational practice of Buddhism for the beginners, many probably have not even heard of it. It is by no means complicated to explain, but quite a difficult matter to execute properly, even for those veteran Buddhists. Nevertheless, once we understand the philosophy and the aim of Buddhist teachings, we should try our best to apply what we have learned in order to make progress and be benefited from them. It happens quite often that people make speedy progress at the initial stage of their practice, but the progress tapers off after some time. Worse, some may even stop practicing altogether. This is mainly due to a lack of systematic approach to Buddhist practice. What should be done about it? First, we must understand what the foundational practices are and duly recognize the importance they command on our spiritual journey. If we try to practice the advanced teachings like the Great Perfection or Mahamudra without first completing the preliminary practices, no results will be achieved owing to inadequately prepared faculty. Thus, the foundational practices should be made the top priority for all who intend to bring their practice to fruition. It is stated in the sutras that practitioners are classified into three levels. Top-level practitioners are able to make progress every day. Those in the middle fare a little worse, but are still capable of some breakthrough each month. Even the ones in the low level can better themselves at least by the year. Let us ask ourselves, which level do I belong? Did I or can I improve over last year? If the answer is no, we do not belong to any one of the three levels of practitioners. Since there is no fourth level, it just goes to show that we are practitioners in name only, and even that could be an overstatement. I met some lay practitioners who still had not completed the very basic practices long after taking refuge. It is terrible and very disappointing. The reason for that is primarily a lack of motivation, which leads to practice at a snail's pace or sometimes even withdrawal to a complete stop. When His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok Rinpoche gave the teaching of the Great Perfection, he requested that all participants must complete the 5 preliminary practices beforehand or no attendance be allowed. That certainly gave pressure to many who subsequently scrambled to complete in time. Of course, if completion means only meeting the requirement of finishing 100,000 mantra recitations without generating the corresponding aspiration or actions, it will do nothing for the inner self but a show of formality. Hence, it is most important to take a systematic approach to Dharma practice and be mindful at all times of pure motivation. As stated in the sutras, existence in the human realm is rare and all is impermanent. Most of you here are already in your 30s and 40s. The remaining days, a few more decades at the most, are really not that long and will soon pass by before you know it. Unfortunately, there is no guarantee the opportunity to practice will present itself again in the next life if you fail to seize it this time. So the point is to lay the necessary foundation now as the stepping stones leading to a better start for the next life. The minimum goal we should set for ourselves of this life is to enter the Bodhisattva's path of accumulation, which is the first step, a must, to start the journey of Dharma practice. What then is the primary factor leading to the path of accumulation? It is genuine bodhicitta. Surely you all know the definition of bodhicitta. Many may even be able to expound methodically its actual practice. However, it would be hard to say how many of you can actually arouse genuine bodhicitta. We must realize that if we fail to take the first step in this life, we may not have another chance, as being reborn in the human realm is not guaranteed, and the opportunity to continue our spiritual practice in the next life even less secured. So, we must begin now. Even if we do not advance very far with this first step, a very good foundation should have been laid for the next life, and the inherent blessing of bodhicitta will ensure the necessary conditions for practice to be continued then. Thus, no matter where and what the next life will take us, we will undoubtedly be reborn with unique qualities, that is, with compassion and bodhicitta. This first step is therefore very crucial. Normally, when we are free from any physical suffering and encounter no difficulty in our daily life, we think the world is so good that we do not feel necessary to be mentally or physically prepared for impermanence. Just relax and idle the time away. Should some misfortune befall us, we would likely be caught off guard and much distracted as to what to do. By then, it may be too late to even turn to the Buddha as a last resort. On the other hand, many people feel insecure without money or the care of their children in old age, so they busy themselves all the time with the task of making money. As a result, their older years might have been well provided for, but not at all for their future lives. Eventually, everyone has to go through death and rebirth. It is startling to see that people in the secular world make no preparation for either. Still, some others practice, but only for the hope of gaining health, wealth, and other benefit through the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Of course, absent any adverse conditions, praying to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas can help us reach our goals. Nevertheless, the short-term goal of obtaining worldly fortunes should never be the choice of a Dharma practitioner. Reality is anything but sentimental. For eons, no one has been able to refute the existence of past and future life. This is the reality that everyone has to face. If one is not prepared when a calamity hits, no amount of worrying will help at that moment. Thus, practitioners must have the foresight to prepare for the unexpected and steadfastly take the path to liberation for themselves and others, while the body and the mind can still be exercised at will. One should seize every opportunity to practice, and practice diligently as an antidote to impermanence. Leave no chance for regrets later on. After this brief introduction to the necessity of undertaking foundational practice, we will now address the main subject,